a huge weekend this weekend, but obviously the countdown is on for the big Glasgow derby, big Old Firm derby, however you want to phrase it, in this city.
Yeah.
The ticket wars have started, are still bubbling over. We're waiting to find out what the deal's going to be in terms of tickets. How do you see this scenario? Who's in the right over this? I mean, Celtic have said that they can have the 2,500, but the Union Bears can't get in. The Rangers saying no, we want the full whack or no dice. But who's in the right here?
Well, you know, my daughter had a birthday party last week.
I thought she was in Union Bears.
No, that was the first one in the house. So we were banging health, me and my wife, all weekend. And she was very selective with the guest list. And if your name's not down, you're not getting in.
No balaclavas.
No. Yeah, if your name's not down, you're not getting in. So at Celtic's house, they can say, no, I don't actually think. I don't think Celtic can really go down this road. I think you're opening a can of worms. Where does it end? You're punishing an entire group within the supporter base. They're all being punished, you know. And if we're going back to the Scottish Cup, the trouble at the end of the Scottish Cup game at Ibrox, which you were at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were other incidents on the pitch there, I think, before the Union Bears even came onto the pitch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why should the Union Bears collectively be punished? You know, there'll be Union Bears probably that didn't go on the pitch, and there'll be so-called normal fans who did go on the pitch. So how do you actually differentiate? Say, well, he's getting in and he's not getting in.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just don't think he can do it. And you know what?
I get that, but listen, we've seen the scenes and we've seen the wee guys with the balaclavas on the pitch and all that stuff and throwing things and all the rest.
But how do we know they're all Union Bears?
Well, if that section will be on balaclavas, I mean, like, as an argument saying, well, Celtic can say, listen, we had a problem with their own ultras and they banned them for most of the season, right? So we've dealt with them. I know people are talking that some of them get tickets for Ibrox, and I don't know how you could police that, but from a club point of view, they said we had been dealing with these guys, we banned them most of the season. They entitled now, we're 4 or 5 weeks on from that game at Ibrox, and they might be saying, well, why haven't you dealt with your section that caused an issue in that game? I know there was people on the pitch at the other end, but in terms of that's Rangers can handle that. Nothing's happened yet to deal with that kind of problem. So Celtic will say, well, we dealt with our troublesome mob and bombed and banned them for most of the season, or they're back in now.
Yeah.
But why haven't you dealt with that? So I can understand slightly.
But that's up to Rangers. It's not up to Celtic to say, no,
but their argument would be, you've not dealt with them, so they're not getting into your place. You should be banned for your place, but you're not getting into your place. I mean that's the argument.
Okay. So let's say, so you're saying there were some Celtic fans on the pitch, and there was probably Celtic fans who misbehaved during that game.
Yeah.
The Rangers then go and say, well, see him, and him. He can't get in there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
listen, I think
where does it end?
No, I agree with you. What I think what we should be saying is, right, you know what, they can get in, right, but anyone in that stand who's wearing a balaclava is out. The balaclava comes off, or you go out. Simple as that. That's the rule, because there's cameras on these grounds now. You can identify people. Anyone who's wearing a balaclava and got their face covered up, has to go. Was it these will ban the hoodies back in the day? It was your age, wasn't it? When we were young, it was the ban the hoodies. So listen, it's a tricky one, isn't it? I don't know how they're going to resolve it.